Hi there, good morning. Welcome back. I'm Lee Sharon, and this is the sitting room here at Old Tavern Farm. I have been a little bit MIA again. It is really cold, very gray, pouring rain, 33 degrees. This is the window that looks out onto the sidewalk elevation of the house, and you might see some traffic driving by from time to time, but it's just one of those days. I wanted to do a cozy little chit chat with you guys, a little bit of a catch up. It might not have been evident in some of my previous videos that I've posted this year, but I have been sick pretty much since Christmas night. Christmas night, I got sick, and then I recovered. And then in early January, I got sick again and recovered. And about a little over, about 2 weeks ago, I got sick with what I'm currently recovering from. And I still actually can't hear out of this ear. So it was just your seasonal run-of-the-mill variety types of colds and flus and stuff like that. I recovered well. I'm pretty darn healthy for my age. And excuse me. And I hope I'm not shouting, because this one is a little bit plugged up too. But I thought I was feeling a little bit better today, so I thought that I would do a little bit of a catch-up, kind of cozy with my quilt that I made a few years ago, and my tea. This is hibiscus and onion skin. So I've been drinking hibiscus tea for 20 years, 18 or 20 years, 15, 18, something like that, for a long time. It has great health benefits. I drink it to help maintain blood pressure. And then the onion skin, as you've seen in some of my shorts, is for the benefit of quercetin, which is present in pretty significant amounts in the skin around the onions. So that's my tea. I just make it out of loose tea, and that's what I've got. So so it is the middle of February, or getting on towards the middle of February, and we've had a few developments happen in the last little bit. We have placed our seed order, and we went with 2 new companies this year. We subscribed to the Old Farmer's Almanac, and at the beginning of the year, back in January, they gave out a list of 20 or 30 different seed suppliers. Just a general list. They didn't recommend any, they just said, here's some good ones. And we requested catalogs from that list, and we got catalogs from Pine Tree. They're in New Gloucester, Maine. And one from Tomato Growers. They're out of Florida. And I tell you what, I've never seen, I want to say that they basically provide nightshades, because they have peppers, and they have, I just saw it, lots of different kinds of eggplants, which is super fun. These are some varieties. I don't grow eggplants because I don't like eggplant, but they're still a plant, and I like to look at, what's available out there. So we ordered everything this year from these 2 companies, Pine Tree and Tomato Growers. So give them check them out. Our seed order is actually on its way. So we have gotten most of our seeds already ordered and kind of in the pipeline for this year. We've got some new thoughts and ideas about what we're going to do in the garden this year. So I will you know, come along with some of that information as we get closer to growing season. Also this week, my husband and I celebrated our 22nd wedding anniversary, and he gave me these wonderful books again from the Old Farmer's Almanac. This one is the Flower Gardener's Handbook, and this one is the Vegetable Gardener's Handbook. And I particularly like that they have, okay, so when to plant. There's also something that I follow this theory religiously, companion plants. And so they have like a table over here of what you want to grow and then what grows with it and what doesn't like to grow with it. So equally important. And then they even have some areas in here that you can make notes. Gosh, they have corn. It's a super cool book. These both are available at Old Farmer's Almanac. And I love them. So that was my 22nd wedding anniversary gift. I didn't actually get him anything. But that's okay because we've been married for so long. When you're married for that long, sometimes it's like, well, if you want it, go buy it. That's kind of what we do at this stage in life. Anyway, the other thing I wanted to share with you guys is one of my favorite books because it is just disgusting outside. It is cold and I am dressed. I sometimes when the weather gets like this, I like to put on a little makeup and put my jewelry on. And this is a set of pearls that my husband got me, probably 8 years ago or so, and they never see the light of day. So sometimes I like to get out my my jewelry, put some makeup on, do my hair when I'm here alone on the homestead and it's gray and wet and cold and disgusting outside, and just kind of lift myself with a little finery, if you will. I ordered, this is a new dress. I actually finally, thank you Amazon for finally tracking my wish list. I finally found a couple sweater dresses that were appropriate because these days clothing companies like to give you a sweater dress that's really a pantsuit with no pants. So this is a wonderful heavy duty with ribbed sleeves, little mock turtleneck, and it's actually long. It actually goes to my mid calf, so it could almost be called a T-length sweater dress, and it's heavy and warm. It's man-made fibers, but I can't afford, you know, a wool dress of this amount of fabric. It's really heavy, so anyway, I love it. I bought two. The first one I bought in a cream color, off-white ivory color, and this is the navy option. It also comes in coffee and gray, I think. I might get the coffee one too, but it's really hard to find a good navy in the clothing world that's actually kind of quality. This was under $50, and I'll drop a link in the description box if you guys want to check it out. Like I said, quality, modest, classic dress design for women is pretty hard to come by these days for an affordable price. I pretty much, as you guys know, I pretty much only wear dresses and skirts because that's what I like. And I finally have gotten to an age where I'm not trying to compete with culture anymore at all. I just do my thing here, and if I want to wear dresses and skirts, then that's what I'm going to do. And actually, I find in the wintertime, I actually wear two skirts. I have a thermal underskirt that I wear, like a petticoat. And I wear that under my skirts and dresses, and it's actually warmer than just wearing a pair of pants because the tops of my thighs just freeze when I wear pants outside in cold weather. So that's what I do. Excuse me. those of you guys that are new here, you might as well know about me up front. We here at Old Tavern Farm, we're a homestead, small homestead, my husband and myself. We have 4 grown-up children that live scattered around. One is actually working in Europe at the moment. We raise our own meat. We raise our own eggs. We raise our own vegetables and food. I am full-time here on the homestead. I have a small little bakery business that I run out of the house here. And so I bake all our own breads. I do yeast breads, sourdoughs, and cookies and puddings and cakes and all kinds of different things. In fact, when I finish up with you guys here, I got to get started. Our granddaughter has turned 5 years old this week. It's been a very busy week. When it gets like this in February, these are the months that we rest. And I also do a lot of reading, and I wanted to share with you guys, in addition to a cozy little catch-up with some nice flavorful tea, I wanted to share with you guys my favorite book that I have actually read this book cover to cover. And it's my favorite homesteading book, and there's a lot of them out there. But I'm also like not interested in, beans, bandages, and bullets. I want to live a quality life that's handmade as much as possible. And I want to listen to the wisdom of history, because culture doesn't like history anymore, and culture wants to make up their own rules. And so I like to look back at history and see what the real facts are. And this is my favorite book, Food in England by Dorothy Hartley. Now, Dorothy Hartley was an author and an illustrator back in I think she was born during Victorian times. And she is brilliant. This book is brilliant. For instance, she's done all the illustrations in here. For instance, different kinds of chimney flues and fireplaces, various primitive fire places, and how they're made, cross sections. She also has illustrations that she's done of different kinds of beef cattle and how to identify them and what they're good for, what types of meat cuts they're good for. Also different types of vegetables. And not only that, she goes way back in history. Like if you needed to know how to set a banquet hall for medieval royalty, there you go. That's how you set your place, your seats, your platter, your trencher bread, your cup, your saucer, your rolls, all types of things for your medieval feast. And then she also talks about how to preserve the feast. Fruits, herbs, seeds, and flowers. This is a string of apples that are drying. So she goes into how to dry and preserve the harvest. And also different types of butter churns, different types of churns. And these are all her illustrations. And she actually, I want to say oh, look, here's one on how to get a swarm of bees. Hiving Under Difficulties, 1895. Hiving Under Difficulties, that's funny. She lived a long time. I want to say she lived into her late 80s, early 90s. That's all, that can all be looked up. But she goes into, homestead keeping, home keeping, farmstead keeping, in a minute detail. And not only is this good with different types of photo plates, but it's also really interesting to read. And it gives you like less of that survivalist, militia style homesteading vibe than a lot of the modern day homestead guides do. I get a little fed up with that. Anyway, that, my dear friends, is a catch up on the last 10 days or so. Anyway, go enjoy the rest of your week here, second week of February, and and be happy and healthy. And thanks all you new subscribers for coming along and putting up with my long absences in between full-length videos. Once again, thank you so much for visiting. Big hugs. Hug, hug, hug. See you next time. Bye-bye.